Oh, hey guys, Miss S here, picking up some new hobbies. So today I am making this video to go over more notes, okay? So let's make it short and sweet. Hey guys, there's only a few more weeks of school. Keep it up. Grades are still important. Work is still important to get grades, okay? All right, let's get into it, to some notes. So today we are going to be talking about understanding graphs of systems of inequalities. Okay, we have already learned about systems of linear equations and inequalities with two variables. Okay, we've learned about these separately. So remember, a system of linear inequations means we have two or more equations. Okay, inequalities with two variables, if you remember, we learned how to graph. And since it's inequalities, it's not just the line. We are including many points below or above the line. Okay, so to combine the two, we are basically going to have two or more, so a system of inequalities with two variables. So we're going to have two of these graphs with shaded areas. Okay, so let's get into it. Systems of linear inequalities are two or more linear inequalities involving the same set of variables. Okay, so when we're looking for solutions of systems of inequalities, then we are looking for the shaded area where both inequalities overlap. In other words, the double shaded area. Okay, so let's look at this example A of a system of inequalities. Okay, so you can see this graph over here. We're going to be referencing this graph. Okay, in the graph, the yellow area shows the solution set. Okay, so that means this right here, this yellow line, and everything in this area is the yellow area for y less than or equal to 2x minus 3. Okay, so that's all that's just a two variable inequality. We learned about that last week. Okay, then the next part, the blue area. So the blue area is this dashed line here, and it goes all the way down here. And this shaded area, this is all the blue area. Okay, and that is y less than negative x. Okay, what did we say about dashed lines in the last video or last notes? We do not include anything on this dashed line here. Okay, nothing here. But we include everything in the shaded area. Okay, so now the solution set to a system of inequalities is the green part, okay? And it's the green part because that's where both inequalities are shaded. So we include the solid yellow line part. I'm going to make it solid green because it's our solution area. And then the dashed blue part or the dashed green part. And then everything. And you can see there's both blue and yellow in the shaded area. And I'm just going to add the green just to show you that the green area is the solution set for both inequalities. Okay, and that means it's a solution to the system of inequalities, of this system of inequalities, which were the two we saw here. Okay, and that is it. So we're just looking for coordinate points that lie in that solution set. Okay, and then of course, remember, we do not include that dashed line. And here's another great video. If you guys want to check it out, you should be able to click the link. I can't hear because I'm using a different program, but you should be able to click there and go to the link of the video. If not, let your teacher know and they can help you get to that video. Let's do an actual example problem. Okay, so here's the graph of these two inequalities here. Okay, and as you can see, we have blue and yellow. It's not always going to be blue and yellow and green. It could be purple. Wow, I can't think about the colors. Blue. Um, so definitely can be any other color. Okay, so don't just think that inequalities have these colors. But let's look at this first inequality here, shaded in yellow. Okay, once again, the yellow has a solid line that goes all the way down and up here. And we include everything less than or equal to y because it's a solid line. Okay, so that's for our first inequality. Our second inequality is the blue dashed line. And then everything in that blue area, okay? And this is y greater than negative x. Okay, so the question asks, hold on, let me get my glasses on here. So the question asks, which points are part of the solution set of the system of inequalities? Okay, so we want to know, we have many different points here. Okay, so let me get my red out. So let's look at an obvious one. Let's look at C here. C is in no shaded area at all, so it is clearly not a solution. Okay, and here I have it explained because it is not in any shaded area, so it's not a solution. Not a solution for either inequality. Okay, so C is not a solution. Okay, let's look at G. G here is right on the dotted line of the blue shaded area. So is it a solution of the yellow inequality? No, it's nowhere in that yellow inequality. So no, it's not a solution for that. Is it a solution for the blue inequality, y greater than negative x? It is not because it's on that dotted line. And remember, we do not include that dotted line. Okay, so G is not a solution for either inequality. Okay, let's see. So down here you can see that G was also included because in this sentence because there's not a solution for either inequality. All right, let's look at B here. Okay, I want this to be, well, this is good. Let's look at B. So B is in the shaded blue area. So we can say that B is, that's a check mark, check, is a solution for the blue area. Okay, but is it a solution for the yellow area? It's not anywhere in that yellow area, so we're going to say no. And remember, a solution to a system of inequalities, you need to be a solution for both inequalities. So B is also not a solution. Okay, all right, let's go down to F and D here. F and D are both solutions for the yellow. Yay, it's a solution for the yellow. Okay, is it a solution for the blue? Is it anywhere in this blue? No, it is not. So therefore, both of these are not solutions to our system. Okay, let's look at E. E is a little more complicated. So E appears to be both in the blue and the yellow. Okay, it's very clearly inside the yellow. So it is a solution for the yellow. But for the blue, it is right on this dotted line. Okay, and as we've said, if it's on the dotted line, it is not part of that solution. So it's not part of a solution of the blue inequality. Okay, so that means it is not, because it has to be a solution for both. It is not a solution for our system of inequalities. Okay. Lastly, H is on the yellow line, so it is a solution for the yellow, and it's within the blue, so it is a solution for the blue. All right, and then A is clearly in both double shaded area. So again, it's a solution. So H and A are our solutions. Okay, so let's scroll down. Now I explain all of everything that I just went over, why certain points are not solutions. And then as you can see, our answer is points A and H only. Okay. Now, part 2 just kind of goes over what is the solution set just for this inequality. Just remember that each inequality is still can still be their own. Okay, so if we're looking for solutions for the y greater than negative x, the shaded in blue, that means we include all of these points. Okay, so we're also including B in this one. We still do not include G and E because they are on the dashed line. Okay, let's go to a second example here. So again, system of inequalities. We have many points here. Now, how do we know if these points are part of a solution? Well, as we've said, it is going to be, it's going to be the, where is it? Double shaded area, or where they overlap. Okay, so let's look at this graph. First of all, these lines look like they're parallel, right? Well, let's look at the inequalities. The slope of this one is negative 2x, and the slope of this one is negative 2x. So since they have the same slope, that means they are parallel, okay? That means they will never cross. This inequality is greater than y, so everything's shaded that way. And this inequality, everything's shaded that way. Does it look to have double shaded areas? No, this is all on its own, and this one's all on its own. So this system actually has no solutions, okay, because there is no overlapping of the shaded areas. Well, that was easy. So no, none of those points are solutions. Let's look at this last equation here. So, I'm sorry, this last inequality, and it's actually a system of inequalities. Okay, so let's look at this last example. So here we have a system of inequalities, and this is the graph of the system. Okay, so you can see this inequality is actually indicated as blue, and this one is as yellow, but we can only see green here. Okay, and as we saw above, when blue and yellow get together, they make green. Okay, but there's this yellow line still. And that's because this blue inequality here, as you can see, is less than, not less than or equal to. Okay, so that means there really should be a terrible drawn blue dashed line right here. Okay, that's what we should see. So looking at our solutions, let's look at A. A is clearly not a solution because it's outside the shaded area. C is a solution because it's clearly in the double shaded area. And then, of course, B is going to throw us for a loop. Is it a solution or not? So B is on the yellow line, so that means it is a solution, but it's on the blue it is a solution for the yellow inequality, but it's on the blue dashed line, so that means it's not a solution for the blue inequality. So B is not a solution. So what's our answer to this? It says, which points are part of the solution set of the system of inequalities? Well, we just said it. We said A is not one, B, A and B are not solutions, but C is. So our solution, the point C is our solution. Okay, according to, now, of course, anything in this shaded area can be a solution, but the question just asks which points, so we just focus on that point. Is that a pretty coordinate point? No, it's not. And that's just to show you that it's not just going to be like this one's 0, I'm sorry, -3, 0. It's not going to be perfect points, okay? They can be any number in this inequality. Now, real quickly, you guys learned last week how to verify points, okay? So if you are given a point like this, 1, 0, you can plug that into, you have to plug it into both inequalities to verify that they're solutions. And you just check yes or no if they're solutions. If it's a solution to both, then it's a solution to the system of inequalities. Okay, that is it. That's all I have for the notes this week. I hope you guys are doing well. And again, guys, it's the last few weeks, so please keep working and keep up the hard work, okay? And I'm gonna go back to the beach. All right, bye, guys.